What is your opinion on how the media handles politically charged stories, such as, in recent weeks, Trayvon Martin?
My opinion about how the media handles racially charged stories is that the that it really depends on the medium. I think that radio and print and television media each have really different ways of handling racially charged stories. And with television, they are looking often for high impact visuals and a more sensational storyline than you get with the more considered and I think constrained reporting that you get in radio, which cannot deliver on visuals, obviously, and print, which, while it can, startle you with spectacular headlines, still doesn't really have the impact that TV does. So, if we're talking about TV reporting, I would say that they tend to go for sensation and for spectacle over substance, and that's a common critique of TV, I know, but there's a reason it's such a common critique, and that's because it's compared to other media, it's quite true that television thrives on the spectacular over the substantive.
Sticking with just television media, do you feel as though when they broadcast these stories, they tend to lean on one side or the other of the racial, I guess, divide or barrier?
Well, I think that what they do more often is they construct a divide. They want us to believe in their objectivity, and in order for that to happen, they have to say, here's position A, and here's position B. And sometimes these issues don't clearly have a position A and a position B, but that's what we get, because the media wants us to believe that they're covering both sides of the story. Even if there happen to be 9 sides to the story, or really in the case of Trayvon Martin, where facts are not yet well established, there aren't really any sides to the story. But since we've come to expect these sides to be there, and the media wants us to believe in its objectivity by presenting both of them, we get stories that cut these complex realities into black, white, A, B, Zimmerman, Martin. And that's a distortion.
Going along that line, an NBC producer was fired for editing the 911 tape to edit Zimmerman's call to the dispatch. Do you think, it's purely speculation, but do you think that kind of stuff happens where they edit the facts a little bit to just make it seem more of black versus white, or that kind of aspect?
Well, again, sticking with TV, I think it's inherently part of the medium that you're going to get a produced reality. We don't get unadulterated facts through television, really through any of our media, although it's a little bit harder to lie with radio than it is with TV, live radio, when people are actually talking to each other and having a conversation back and forth. You guys are going to take this 20-minute interview or whatever it is and boil it down to 3 minutes. There's nothing nefarious about that, but it means that you're getting a slight representation of the totality, and that in that selection process, all kinds of room for bias, intentional or unintentional, is left to the discretion of the producer. And that's something that everybody who watches TV, which is virtually everyone, ought to keep at the forefront of their mind. I think it's part of being critical and being literate about the media.
Again, sticking with television, do you ever see a day where society will ask and want information to be produced on television that isn't white, black, and sensationalized, but just the truth, just the facts, instead of creating these stories out of something that should